Every year, we want to reflect what are some of the key lessons we've learned. And so I brought out my journals over here. So the idea is both of our birthdays, just sharing some of the ideas that I've learned.
Can't wait.
To truly improve your life, don't necessarily look to the big things. It's the simple things that you meet every single day, like a particular shampoo or a hand wash. If you're a cook, sharpen your knife. Spending a few minutes to organize your chords, Spotify playlists, your photos on your phone, improve the little things, and your life can easily be far better than it is now.
Something that I love doing is cleaning my shoes. It's always a very special time for me.
Yes, you always have very clean shoes.
So I love the sharpening the knives. It's these little rituals that I've also been really into, and it's always a very special time for me.
This is actually a two-part revelation. The first one is the word enough. We don't use it enough. We want more food, more money. When do we have enough food, enough money, enough comfort? Use the word enough. And the second part is, what does it mean to have enough, and do you really have enough? Or is it just something you're telling yourself? When you have enough, it doesn't mean you become a vegetable and you don't take any action. It doesn't mean that you no longer work hard or sacrifice. It means that you are no longer jealous because you have enough. You're able to sleep, you're able to rest, you're able to focus on things that are not useful and waste time, because time enjoyed wasting is not really wasted time. If you're not doing that, you don't truly believe you have enough. If you are sacrificing friends and family to do some things that are useful, you are not wasting your time, you're constantly focused on being efficient and productive, then you don't really believe that you have enough.
That reminds me of all the things that I do have. I have a family that loves me. I have both parents. I have a healthy sister. I have loving friends who genuinely care about me. I have shoes. Lots of people's best days are my worst days. It prompts me to stop and be grateful for those things.
This is the most recent one. The pursuit of money doesn't lead to excellence, because if you make enough of it, you'll quit whatever you're doing. If you don't make enough, then you will quit. If you quit, you will never become excellent. It takes that hard grit, that fight through those long nights when nothing makes sense, when everybody thinks you're a fool, to become truly excellent. And when you look at anybody who's at the top of their game, none of them are there for the money. If they were, they would have quit a long time ago. Whether it's a lawyer, a scholar, an artist, you have to pursue something beyond wealth in order to be excellent.
That reminds me of when we started this whole marketing department. I mean, we invested about 100,000 without knowing a clear return on our investment right away. I mean, we just started. We are already seeing some return, but we didn't know that when we started it out. And if we were purely in it for the money, then I'm sure we would not have done that.
All right, this one. Other metrics of success. So many times people are only focused on power, wealth, prestige, but there's so many other metrics that are way more important. Do you have a job that you 90% love? Are you growing on a monthly basis? Are you constantly in a good mood? Do you have new abilities to help people? Do you have exciting stories to tell every day? Are you virtuous? Are you gaining cool new skills like cooking and building things? Do you have new appreciation for beauty that you didn't otherwise have before? Appreciation for art, appreciation for fine dining, appreciation for photography, interior design. How often is your mind expanded because of a new idea? How many acquaintances became new friends? How much fun are you having? All of these are so important, and if you ask any kid, these will be far more important than how much money is in your bank account or your stock portfolio. But we forget about that. We've forgotten the lessons we learned from The Little Prince. So next time the word success enters your head, whether because somebody asked you or you're asking yourself, think of what truly matters. And now we're on to the quote book. Here's just a few of the quotes that I like most. Isn't it ironic that we adore those who ignore us and ignore those who adore us? We hurt those who love us and love those who hurt us. It's sad that it rings true. Certain celebrities, some certain people that you really look up to, and then you don't take care of the people closest to you. And it's that kind of regret, knowing, oh, this person really meant a lot, but I didn't cherish them when they were around. It reminds me to be much more appreciative of the people who are immediately around me, and not to put other people on a pedestal, because they're also humans too. And so when you do meet them, and if they disappoint you, well, you're not easily disappointed. You do not have to sit outside in the dark. If, however, you want to see the stars, you will find that darkness is required. The stars neither require it or demand it. People are often unreasonable, irrational, self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of being selfish. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest anyway. If you spend your years creating, it might be destroyed overnight. Create anyway. If you achieve serenity and happiness, you will invite jealousy. The good that you do today might be forgotten tomorrow, but do good anyway. If you give your best, it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. Because in the final analysis, it is not between you and them anyway. It has always been between you and God. Mother Teresa. Here's one where I keep in the back of my mind every time I meet somebody. In life, we all have an unspeakable secret, an irreversible past, an unreachable dream, and an unforgettable love. So the boringest person that you've met or you're meeting, they all have this. I believe it. They all have something to share. As long as you dig hard enough, there's that gem in there that will bring you to tears. If only you knew. If only you knew. Any life lessons that you felt like you've learned that you want to share with me?
Really popular quote that I've been telling myself lately is, "This too shall pass." I find it insightful because in times when I'm on top of the world and everything in my life seems to be in place, it's a reminder that life is full of seasons and it changes and it changes and it will. But it is also a message of hope when I find myself to be really lonely or when life is just not as great. This too shall pass. The season will continue and it will change.
Until next birthday, see you later.
Till next birthday. Bye.
Bye.